Alright, so it looks like we have finally hit dirt. And I think we're going to stop here and air down real quick, and then we get on up the trail. We set out on our Eastern Sierra overland adventure just outside of a local neighborhood where the civilization comes to an end and the arid desert stretches out to meet the rugged Eastern Sierra Mountains. Trailhead waiting for us, mid-afternoon heat. Sun bakes the desert floor. The air is thick with the dry scent of sage and bitterbrush. All right, so we are airing down. Got the wifey system all set up. We're at the trailhead, which is pretty exciting. It's about 3:30. Hopefully that'll give us time to get up the trail and get to the campsite that we got in mind. Hopefully we'll be the first one there, but it is a holiday weekend and it is Friday, so it may very well be taken. And if so, there's one or two backups along the way, but hopefully we get to where we want to go. We'll see you after we're done airing down on the trail. As we start our journey, dust rises behind us, hanging in the still air as the tires crunch over loose gravel and scattered rock. Every turn of the wheel kicks up the sound of adventure, the steady hum of the engine echoing across the wide open country. Around us, the high desert flora stretches out. Sagebrush, rabbitbrush, an occasional juniper, and even a pine here or there. It feels raw, exposed and vast, as if the land hasn't changed in 1,000 years. But slowly, the trail begins to climb away from civilization. The desert scrub thins, giving way to scattered pines. The air cools just enough to notice, and the dusty scent of sage fades into a sharp, resinous smell of the forest. Shadows stretch longer here. As we wind deeper into the trees, the heat of the desert is left behind as only a memory. It is here, in the transition zone between sage and pine, that the journey truly begins. The promise of high Alpine lake and granite peaks lie ahead, but for now, it's the contrast of the desert and the forest that sets the tone for the adventure to come. As we climb higher, the forest thickens around us. Tall pines line the trail, the resinous scent carried on the cool breeze that feels like a welcome relief from the desert floor below. Definitely. Back up in the forest. Out of the desert, into the trees. Man, it's beautiful up here. And before we get to the end of this trail, hopefully the sun's still out, but before we get to this end of the trail, we'll be above tree line. So, from below tree line, through tree line, then above tree line. Super excited about this trail. Just as suddenly as the trees envelop us, the trail opens up and we emerge into a landscape that stirs old memory. So it's opened up into this amazing valley, climbing steeply, but the road's beautiful, nice and easy. Flip it around, I'll show you. I've walked through places like this before, years past, when all I carried was a small pack strapped on my shoulders. Everything I needed for days of solitude in the mountains. Back then it was trail runners on my feet, a light stove, and a sleeping quilt rolled tight. I was fully self-contained, depending only on my own steps. Now, the trail runners have been replaced by the steady rumble of the Overland rig beneath me. The truck shoulders the weight, hauling the gear that makes the journey possible, and yet despite the years and the shift from boots to tires, the feeling is the same. The smell of the pines and dust, the sweep of the mountain ridges, the rhythm of the climb, they carry me back. Every mile forward is both a continuation of the past and a new adventure written in the present. Arriving at my destination for the day, I find myself back among the trees. The shelter offers both protection and beauty, a welcome contrast to the rugged miles behind me. Air is rich, with the amazing aroma of pine and earth filling my senses. Surveying the space around me, letting the natural rhythm of the forest suggest how best to make it my home away from home for the evening. Each detail matters. The angle of the light through the branches, the sound of the breeze. Slowly, the area takes shape. My mind, where to park, where to cook. As the day winds down, there's a sense of satisfaction in creating this small refuge in the wilderness. Tonight, surrounded by trees and mountain air, I'll settle in and let the forest become my home. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are level. Look at that. And we're pretty darn close there too. One rock. All right, so we made it up here, and no one's here. I was a little worried. I was pretty worried because there was some fresh tracks coming up here that I was following, but it must have been the Jeep guy that came out of here before. I met him down at the very bottom there, so I got lucky. But as you can see, take a little look around. It is absolutely beautiful up here. So yeah, it's not bad. Pretty darn nice. And it gets better. Let me show you the view that way. Yeah, so it's a nice lake here at the end of the trail. And there's camping for probably 4 or 5 rigs. That's what I love about the Eastern Sierras, you know? You can go from scrub to trees to all the slate and granite rock that we saw, and then end up somewhere like this by a small lake, and just take it all in, soak it all in. Where it was 100 and something down in the valley, I think it's around 62 here right now, and it's 5:30. It's gonna be cold tonight. I was thinking all the way for, man, it's gonna be nice to turn on the diesel heater. Should have got fuel. The diesel jug's empty. So, yeah, won't be a diesel heater tonight. That's all right. They'll probably get down into the low 30s, but we're fine. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get to setting up camp, because I do think I'm going to go ahead and stay here. And we'll see you once camp's all set up. Empty. All right, so camp is made. Got the tent open. It's not even 6 o'clock yet, so we made great time today. And the cool thing was we were actually able to capture, you know, some of the trail for you. It does get considerably more technical right at the end, but yeah, I didn't stop filming because I was just trying to get here at that point. I was within a half a mile, and I was starting to count spots. There's not a lot of spots if there's nothing available here at the end. Oh, what? What's that you say? LFG merch? Yep, it's a thing. got hats, got sweatshirts, I got t-shirts. I've got patches and stickers. All the t-shirts are like the super soft, and so are the sweatshirts. So I mean, it's the stuff that I would wear, and it's I really like what we came up with. But anyway, you'll probably see more, you know, throughout the week. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and probably set up the scuttle. I'm going to hang out and see what's happening. Looks like we might have a little bit of weather coming in, and depending upon, you know, what happens with that will depict what we do. If as long as it stays dry, I'm going to go ahead and I'll cook. I got some steak and all kinds of food I picked up on the way up. And if it starts getting ugly, then we'll probably just do some boil in a bag peak stuff. But anyway, I'm going to set about finishing up here at camp. Just get the scuttle and stuff set up. Decide if I'm going to do a fire. What do you know? There's a few bugs. But what would the Sierras be without bugs, right? All right. Well, I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so we're going to do dinner super easy. We're just going to take a ribeye, cut it up, throw a little bit of this garlic olive oil in there, garlic infused olive oil from the farmer's market, and then just put the strips in there, crisp them on the outside, and probably eat them straight off the scuttle, and that's just going to be dinner. Protein feast. Anyway, I'll show you what it looks like. That's the bomb. Easy. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my dinner. Seriously, man, you don't have one of these Tembo Tusk scrapers? I highly suggest it. I'm not sponsored, but man, it makes this easy. All nice and clean. Pour the water off. Put a little bit of oil on here. Just heating it up so that it's all nice and reseasoned and ready to go. Tembo Tusk, get you a scuttle. Well, you wouldn't know it. The sun's going down. It's actually getting quite dark out here. This camera does a great job about picking up light. So I've just been sitting here watching the fish jump as they eat the bugs, and think I'm gonna climb in the camper and probably do a little editing this evening, and then knock out, get some sleep, try and get up at a reasonable hour tomorrow and figure out where we're going. But I really couldn't think of a better place to leave you than here. Anyway. Well, good morning. I don't know why you can see me. Kind of a mess here. Anyway, As you can see, it's incredibly beautiful here this morning. And we're just waking up, making some coffee. Then we'll get packed up. I'm going to try and put the drone up for a little bit, just to kind of take a look around at the peaks and stuff. See what's here, see if I can get anything worthwhile. But I woke up to a woodpecker in the tree literally right next to my truck. I mean, you hear them echoing through the forest. You don't realize how loud they really are. And they're right next to you in the dead of silence of the forest at 6 in the morning. Pretty amazing stuff. There was a duck somewhere over on the water, quacking a lot. And when I got up, I could see a red-tailed hawk moving from tree to tree. I think he was thinking about duck for breakfast. Anyway, we're just really grateful this morning that we woke up here in this beautiful space. Especially on Saturday of a 3-day weekend. And nobody's here. Anyway, I'm going to go make coffee. Maybe a little bit of breakfast, maybe not. Start packing down. We get it sorted out. You can enjoy the view. Cheers. I'm going to go watch a little TV now. I could sit here and look at that all day long. All day long. But the there's more adventure to be had. It's only Saturday morning, and we don't need to be back until maybe Wednesday. Could always push it into the next weekend too. So I think we're going to go ahead and get packed up, get on the trail out of here, because this isn't out and back, and then head off to the next destination. Hope you've enjoyed your morning coffee. I know I have. I'll see you on the trail. This was a very hard camp to leave. The feel, the smell of the trees, the beauty, the stillness of the lake, it had become part of me. It begged me to stay just a little bit longer, to soak in a bit more of its peace. But the trail always calls. As we began the slow descent, retracing the miles we had climbed, I was reminded of the incredible variety of the landscape. Each bend carried us through new microclimates, cool shade giving way to open meadows, granite ridges, blending back into the sage and scrub where it all began. With every shift of the terrain, my thoughts turned from what I was leaving behind to what may lay ahead. The Eastern Sierra has a way of drawing you forward, promising new challenges, new beauty, just over the next rise. If you've hung in and enjoyed this adventure, please consider subscribing and clicking the little bell so you don't miss our next one. I'd love to have you along. Once again, this has been LFG Overland. My name is Jeff. Again, riding along. We'll see you on the next one.